Good morning, Collinsville. My name is Jameson Coker, and I'm reporting from the CPN News Studio. Today, I have the pleasure of interviewing Collinsville football coach Skylar Ray. Welcome, Coach Ray, and thanks for joining us today.
Thank you for having me.
I got a couple questions for you. Who or what inspired you to become a coach?
That's a tough question, and I don't think anybody that coaches could nail it down to one thing or one person or one particular moment. At least I can't. And I would hope you wouldn't just jump into it because of one thing, because it's more of a way of life, if you will. And, a lot of people coach, but I have to coach. Like, I have to be around it. And, very few people know this, but I went to UAB as a business major, and I could not see myself not being around ball, not being around the sport, not being around competition. And for me, it was just the need for competition, the need to be around athletics and be around the game of football and basketball, baseball, and also, I guess if one person would have led me to coaching, that would have been my high school football coach, Coach Trip Curry from Cherokee County. And if one person led me into education, it would be my dad, who was the ag teacher at Cherokee County High School until he got diagnosed with liver cancer and had to retire. So I kind of grew up around the school and spent my summers there in the ag shop or shooting basketball in the gym. And I was just the kid that you couldn't get rid of. I was kind of always there. And when my dad got diagnosed with liver cancer, when I was a student, those teachers and those coaches were kind of just a family or a support system, if you will. And I just couldn't imagine going through life and not being able to be around, school and athletics.
So you feel like you're called to do this?
I do, and I would think that anybody that is doing this is not doing it for the money. I would definitely say it's a calling for me, because I still run a lawn care and landscaping company, and I can't imagine anybody doing this for the money. And there's not a lot of prestige in it. There's not a lot of publicity in it. It's definitely a calling for me, and I think it should be for everybody that's in it.
Tell us about your journey to Collinsville High School.
Well, I would say it started in Birmingham, Alabama, in a class full of people I had no idea who they were and nothing in common with, and just thought to myself, I cannot do this. I cannot do it. And there's probably 300 or 400 people in a class, and I couldn't understand anything that they're saying, and it wasn't relative. It didn't click. It wasn't interesting. And I thought, I'm not going to spend the next 40 years, 45 years of my life doing this every day. So I quickly realized that I wanted to get out of business and into education, and really the only thing I'm smart enough to teach is is PE. So of course that's what I've got a degree in. I don't know how to teach you to read, but I can teach you to dribble. Don't know how to teach algebra, but I can teach you how to lay down a bunt up the first baseline. I know sports, and I enjoy coaching, and I enjoy teaching. And like I said, I would say it started in Birmingham, and then once I got done playing college football, I started helping at Cherokee County High School, and after I graduated from Jacksonville State, coached on the state championship team at Cherokee County, and left Cherokee County as kind of a co-defensive coordinator, quarterback coach. I'd kind of coached everything at Cherokee County, and left there and went to North Jackson as the defensive coordinator, and I loved it at North Jackson. Ended up getting to ended up getting the opportunity to be the offensive coordinator at Etowah and teach agri-science, which is, second nature, And my dad was ag teacher at Cherokee County, so it was kind of a win-win situation. Right. And I jumped on that chance, and we had a good run at Etowah, and then this job just kind of happened. I had talked to Coach Willingham, kind of wanting to get closer back to home, and unfortunately nothing was open, and then some moving around, shifting kind of took place due to people taking other positions at other schools, and I was eating a biscuit with my wife on a Saturday morning at the Leesburg Sit-Go, and my phone rings, and he's like, "Hey, are you interested in coaching football and running the weight room and teaching at Collinsville?" I said, "Yeah, man, I'm in." So how I ended up here.
Yeah. What was your first impression of coming here?
I really didn't know what to think, and being from Cherokee County, I know that sounds bad, but we just never played Collinsville, so I didn't know anybody. I really didn't know Coach Willingham, didn't know anybody in the administration, didn't know anybody at the whole school. Like I didn't know anybody by name, didn't have any connection really to the school. My dad was the ag teacher at Cherokee County, and our ag teacher here, Coach Clanton, his dad was the superintendent in Cherokee County when my dad was ag teacher, and I knew Mr. Clanton, but I didn't know Tom. Like I didn't know anybody here. So, I really come in with just an open mind and just excited to be here, and it has been awesome. Like the kids don't understand how good they got it here with the community support and people painting faces in the lunchroom on game days, and the cheerleaders at car rider duty, and every kid gets to eat free breakfast here. The cafeteria is awesome. The facilities are unbelievable. We got a video board. We've got our own TV network. I mean, just the amount of support that you get is unbelievable, and like it far exceeded any expectation that I had from a small school, because I'm a small school guy. Every school that I've been in has been 4A or smaller, and it's unbelievable how much support the community and the administration and the teachers and everybody just pour into our kids. So it's been an awesome experience for me so far.
So what's your favorite memory of high school or college football?
Favorite memory of high school? I'd be lying to you if I didn't say graduation. And I think I say that jokingly now, but I would go back in a heartbeat. My favorite memory probably of high school would definitely have to be, I grew up at Cherokee County, and Alexandria was a big rival. Now it's Piedmont, but we beat them like they stole something at everything. They didn't even want to play us. I mean, Piedmont has just become a thing as of late, and a lot of the credit goes to Steve Smith for that. But we know deep down we know what they were. So that wasn't a big rival, but Alexandria was kind of a rival back then, and we hadn't beat them since the '90s. And they had a legendary coach. Larry Ginn, he was the head coach, and we hadn't beat them since the '80s. And this is mid 2000s, and we play them at their place. First game of the year, and they're the number one team in the state in 4A, and we're 3A. And we go over there and just dismantled the whole town. We absolutely destroyed them at their place. And our running back was a really good buddy of mine. He rushed for 399 yards on 46 carries, and it was just unbelievable. And we beat them for the first time. It was just unbelievable. And I've got a ton of memories and ton of good friends, that I graduated with, went to high school with, and but that would probably be, one of the better ones, just because of what it meant to not only Cherokee County High School and Cherokee County High School athletics, but what it meant for the town. That was one of the wins in my career that kind of got Cherokee County High School started in the direction where it is now.
What would you say was the biggest difference between playing in high school and playing in college?
The only difference I would say, everybody runs cover 1, cover 2, cover 3, cover 4, some type of split coverage. Everybody runs the spread. Every offense has been 15-0 and 0-10. Every defense has been 15-0 and 0-10. So the X's and O's is not really that different. Plays get longer, plays get more complicated. There's a little more window dressing from movement and motion, but the biggest difference is really just speed and the complexity of how things take place. And what you see on Saturday is glamorized and glorified, but it's not like what reality is. And nobody sees the 4 o'clock early morning workouts, the 10 o'clock coaches meetings. I mean, those coaches, that is their life. That's not what they do, it's who they are. Like, they're there all the time. And I can't tell you how much I respect every college athlete, because if you have the desire to be a college athlete, they will make sure it's in you, and it's not just a want to. It's got to be like part of your DNA. Like, you've got to want to be there. You've got to need to be there, like, to exist. I mean, it's definitely an ego thing. It's definitely a selfish mindset, because nobody really wants to do everything that goes into playing college athletics. The conditioning, the meal prep, the education part of it. Like, it's such a grind day in and day out to play 10, 15 football games. And it is mentally exhausting, and it's unbelievably challenging. So what you see on Saturday is not college football. And I say that because that is a minute part of a college athlete's life. And you're going to go to class, you're going to go to all your meals, you're going to do everything that it takes to get you to Saturday, and if you do, that's your reward. So it's mind-boggling. Like, and I know it sounds negative. I know I'm trying to shed a negative light on everybody's dream, but it is a rough time, and it takes a special person to be able to stomach everything that goes into a college football program.
What are your thoughts on the football season so far?
Again, that's a tough question to answer, especially with all these cameras in front of us. But in my opinion, really, it really kind of changes day to day. I see glimpses of us being able to be really good, and I think a lot of it is confusion, if you will, and some of it is just not quite sure and doesn't have enough confidence to just go full speed. I mean, we're thinking a little bit, and we're still young. The majority of our starters are young, and we don't have a lot of chemistry, if you will, playing with each other, but we have gotten better each week, and as a coach, that's all you can hope for. And I don't think that we've played our best football, and that's exciting, but at the same time, it's also frustrating because we coach our kids to play every play as hard as you can play, and if you mess up 100 miles an hour. Everybody's going to make mistakes, but a mistake made wide open, reckless abandon, is better than a mistake made because we were hesitant, we were scared, we were thinking. Just, if you see something, go. And we tell our kids, don't go before you know, but when you go, be wide open. Pin your ears back and hit it with your face. The good news is we've played really well. We've won a lot of games, and it's been against good football teams. Appalachian's having a great year. Cedar Bluff's back on track. They're having a better year than they have had in several, and they've got a good football team. And I would say that's probably the cleanest game that we've played. I think it's a lot to do with rivalry type deal. I know what our kids are capable of doing, and if we can ever put together a full game we're going to be hard to beat. I mean, we don't have a lot of kids. We're not the biggest. We're not the strongest. We're not a lot of stuff. But what we are is aggressive, and they like each other. Our kids they hang out with each other outside of school, and that's one thing you can't coach. And if we can ever get them all going in the same direction and fighting for the same thing and knowing what to do, I take full responsibility for some of the mess ups. If our kids are giving effort and they're going 100% and they're confused, then that's a coaching issue. But we're trying to limit, coaches getting in the way. We're trying to limit mistakes. We're trying to limit exposure to things that we're not good at, and we're doing better and better at that each week, and we're getting better and better, and going to be hard to beat. We will hit you when we get off that bus. We're ready to go, and you're not going to intimidate us, and we're going to stand there toe to toe. And if you're going to get us, you better be ready, because we are fixing to hit you right in the face. We're going to run right through you, and there ain't nobody we're going to run away from. And if that's just the way it's going to be, as long as I'm a part of it. Like, you will know you've played us. We are going to hit you, and our kids have bought into that, and we're going to get better every week. And I can't wait to see what the rest of the season holds, because I really do think that we kind of give one away. And I wished it could have been a better game for our fans and for our kids and for the community, but you can't change that. And we had a good showing last week, and we're going to have a good showing this week. We've had a great week of practice. We've got some guys back off injury, and if we can get our outside linebackers to take the first back out, we're getting better. So it's next man up mentality, and I sure am glad I'm not from Asbury, because they're fixing to get a load this week.
That's all we have for today. We want to thank Coach Ray for joining us and answering our questions.
And don't forget to like and subscribe to the Collinsville Panther Network. We've got a lot of good things going here in Collinsville, and if you're not from Collinsville, well, you should be.